MD Prepper here, giving you guys my review and opinion of the Kel Tec PMR30, which, as I'm sure you know, is a polymer semi-auto pistol firing the .22 Magnum cartridge. Very intrigued by this when I first saw it. Any pistol with a 30-round magazine gets my attention. That's a lot of firepower, even if it's just a .22 Magnum. Thought it'd make a perfect little trail gun, and overall I'm pleased with it, though I haven't taken any varmints with it yet. Got it for about 4 months now, put maybe 350 rounds through it, which we'll talk about in a minute. Price on these things has been exorbitant since they came out because they were very hard to find, like a lot of other Kel Tec products. They were running $550 in certain cases when I saw them, and I was not going to pay that for this pistol. Found it a while back. Prices have dropped locally for just under $400 and jumped at the chance. Comes with 2 magazines, so 60 plus 1 rounds of what you get out of the box, which is a whole lot of firepower, regardless of caliber. Let me go over the basic stats of this pistol. Let me say this is not a small pistol. It's very lightweight, but it is not a small pistol. It fits the dimensions overall of a full-size pistol. The gun itself, without the magazine, is 13.6 ounces. A loaded magazine is 6 ounces. So a pistol with 30 rounds of ammunition loaded into it comes out at a total of 19.6 ounces. Let's call it 20 ounces. That's in the range of a lot of your pocket guns, your pocket 9s and 380s, etc. So for weight, you can't beat it. Great little deal for carrying around and not encumbering you particularly. Don't know if I'd try and use this thing as a concealed carry weapon, just because the dimensions are long and tall, frankly. Let me give you those stats. The length is 7.9 inches, the height is 5.8 inches, the width at the widest is 1.3 inches wide, which is just a little wider than a lot of your carry guns that are single stack. The barrel is a mostly full-length 4.3 inch barrel, so lightweight. I don't know if I'd want to conceal carry this necessarily. Good on a belt for hiking in the woods, those types of things. Other facts about this: ammo is not cheap. Standard ammo runs you $18 to $20 these days. Kel Tec does not recommend shooting the cheaper, what they call lower quality ammo in this weapon, such as Armscore or other foreign-made ammo. But from what I found locally, the gourmet expensive ammo cost almost exactly the same as the Armscore when I can find it. I found Armscore for $18 a box, and these for $19 or $20 a box. So why shoot the cheaper stuff that they say is unreliable when I can shoot the gourmet expensive stuff for pennies more? Had some problems with failures to extract and feeding in the first roughly 100 rounds. Probably had 5 or 6 failures of one sort or another. No stovepiping, but after that first break-in of 100 rounds, it's run flawlessly with all of the ammo you see here, except with the shot shells. You can shoot shot shells in this. It will not cycle, so that makes it a single shot pistol, which I think is silly for a weapon with 30 rounds. Also had some trouble extracting the shot shell after it was fired. It took multiple racks of the slide to extract the thing, so might keep a few of these in your pocket or somewhere else if you need it, but you're going to want to run the standard ammo here. Is .22 Magnum the best round ever? Not particularly, but there's a lot of fans out there. People talk about one-shot stop percentages and all that. Well, you're not going to shoot once with this gun. You're going to unload 15, 20, 30 rounds at a target. Perfectly decent for varmints, if you could hit it. Good fiber optic sights, red or orange I call it on the back and green on the front. One of the other quality issues I had with this from the start, probably 75 rounds in I was shooting, and accuracy went to hell in a handbasket all of a sudden. I was hitting fairly close to bullseye, and then I was barely hitting the target. What had happened was the front sight had become detached and slid off, almost completely off the gun. Fortunately, it did not fall off, and I would have lost it in the grass probably. Was able to take this back to the house and tighten it up, and I've had no trouble since with all the other rounds I put through it. But if you buy this gun, make sure you check the front sight. Trigger on this is single action, ambidextrous safety, nice red there. This is the dark green version. I didn't want just a plain old black, I just want something a little different, so there's that. It does have an accessory rail on it, which I think if you're going to use this as a trail gun and you're hiking overnight and camping somewhere, you would probably want a light on this. They do also make an optics mount for the top here, but it's only for your more expensive Dr. and Burris type optics, red dots, which I don't like the idea of spending $300 to $400 for an accessory on a $400 gun. That's just me. Trigger pull, 4 to 6 pounds. Recoil, virtually non-existent. Little more than your standard 22 pistol, but only a little bit. And there is a lot of muzzle flash and a big fireball at the end of this thing with a lot of the ammo. So shooting with this at low light conditions might blind you. Don't know. Haven't tried that. But that might be a concern in certain situations. I would honestly consider this as a potential option for a female shooter for a self-defensive home gun. Maybe not a carry gun due to size and dimensions, but glove box gun, console gun, or keep it in the nightstand. And you say, well, a 22 Magnum's not that good of a round. Well, I'm not going to shoot them once. I got 30 rounds. Who's going to stand there and get shot 30 times? What's the 30-shot stock capacity on a 22 Magnum hollow point? Probably pretty good. Sure, I'd prefer a shotgun or a rifle or a 45, but any weapon you can shoot is better than one you can't. See my previous videos. The recoil on this is virtually nothing. Any woman can handle, or child even, can handle the working the slide on this, remove magazines, etc. The only concern I would see with using this with a female shooter is if she had small hands. The magazine dimensions on this make the grip fairly wide, long, reasonably narrow, but it's just an odd feel in the hand overall that takes a little bit of getting used to, and I could see some folks with smaller hands not liking that. As far as carrying this, I carry it on my belt in this kind of universal little slide holster. It's got some belt loops on this side and a clip on the other there, if you can see that. Use this for all sorts of full-size firearms. Low cost option. Fits right in there. Don't know if this would work real well with a light on it necessarily, but hadn't gotten that far yet as far as upgrading this or using it. Have not shot any varmints with this. They were all covered up my yard with rabbits the day before I bought this. Buy it, the next day, no rabbits. Haven't seen a rabbit since, so just my luck. In closing, let me talk about accuracy with this gun. I'm not very impressed with it overall. It's not the tack driver I was hoping for. It's certainly not my Browning Buckmark. Not sure why. I've not used a lot of ammo with it, at least not a lot of brands. When I tend to find 22 Magnum these days, it tends to be just one brand available. And so I buy it and I shoot it. I really need to do more comparisons between ammo because from what I can tell so far, ammo does seem to have a lot to do with accuracy in this little pistol. Let me show you a few targets. 7 to 10 yards away, standing, offhand position. This is probably the better one of the bunch overall. Not terrible. Not great either, though, I don't think. Especially if I'm shooting at something as small as a squirrel or a rabbit. Might not get the kill shot. Might just wound them, frankly, depending on the angle I get the shot at. Here's one of the worst ones that I'm not real proud of at all. Right there. Not a single bullseye. Very disappointed in that. I think this was 20 rounds, I believe. Don't remember the type at the time. That was several months ago. And this was from today at the range. Fairly impressed by this. See that right there? That's pretty decent. Can't complain with any of these for defensive shooting, but for varmints, maybe not the best. Another reason I think this might benefit from an optic, but could just be the ammo. I will make more videos in the future. Overall, for $400 for a lightweight, easily carried handgun that has a 30-round magazine in it, I think that's impressive. I like it. I'd certainly buy it again. Wish they'd come out with some different plates for the optics here that were cheaper because, well, just a personal preference. I will be trying more ammo here in the future. Expect a video comparing the different types of ammo in this pistol. Like I said, since the first 100 rounds, it's been flawless, run well, and had no more problems with the front sight falling off like that first go-around. Anyway, welcome your comments and suggestions. MD Prepper out.